Hello everyone, happy Wednesday, and welcome to episode 3 of the Happy Workaholic Show. My name is Kellyanne Gorman and I am a business and LinkedIn coach as well as a luxury brand consultant. And what this show is all about is business, LinkedIn, and my life. So today I want to talk to you about my life. So the last 2 shows were some business tips and LinkedIn tips, and today I want to talk to you about how to stay healthy and get back on track. I know a lot of people out there have resolutions, and I didn't really have one. And hey Sneisha, how are you? And I wanted to start off the year eating healthy, and I ended up just making poor choices. For me, my diet should really be, and anybody with an autoimmune disease should be gluten-free, dairy-free, try to be meat-free. But for me personally, I'm definitely not a nutritionist or a health coach, but for me personally, with my autoimmune disease, NMO, it's best that I stick to gluten-free and dairy-free. Those are the 2 most important that I need to try to stick to at least 5 out of 7 days a week. I can really see a difference in my mood, in my work mode, in my attitude if I go off the track, let's say. So the last few weeks, I don't know, last weekend and the week before, I've just been eating so many snacks. I'm drinking sodas. I'm just not making healthy choices. And the last couple of days, I could really see my mood changing. I couldn't focus on my computer. And sometimes I spend 14 hours glued to my computer designing or working on projects, and it's very hard for me to focus for that long period of time. And of course I'm taking breaks, but I realize I've gotten off track with my healthy eating. So I wanted to share some things that I'm doing that will maybe help some of you that are on live or that will watch the replay. And I'm just being accountable. I'm holding myself accountable and putting this out there. And I have an announcement at the end, which is super exciting, that I did earlier today. And if you're not following me on Instagram, I'll leave my link later after this show in the comments. But you can follow me at KK in Vegas, and I share a ton of behind the scenes and just a lot about my life and business and LinkedIn tips, of course, on my Instagram stories. So if you're on Instagram, come on over and say hello. Make sure you leave a comment on my feed so I know where you came from and that you watched the Happy Workaholic Show, and we can connect there. But back to today's show. I'm so excited to be sharing some of my recipes and some of the things that I do that keeps me more streamlined throughout the day. My attitude is different. I have a lot more energy, and these are just little things that I've started. And I'd love your feedback. If you have anything that you'd like to suggest or anything that's been working for you, just drop it in the comments, and I hope I can see them, because the last 2 shows I couldn't see them for some reason. But I will be able to see them later on, and then I'll comment after the show. So some of the changes that I'm making first thing in the morning is I'm trying to start my morning with my apple cider vinegar, my ginger, lemon concoction, and I'll post that recipe in the comments. And that's really something that cleans you out. It's good. It's great for gut health. Okay, I can see you in the comments. Hello. My comments are working now. I'm so excited. So an apple cider vinegar flush is something that I really enjoy doing. It gives me a burst of energy. I absolutely need my coffee. That's something I cannot give up. I'm trying really hard to stick to the bulletproof coffee. I had my iced coffee today, but I'm going to try it again tomorrow. I don't have the official bulletproof coffee with the brain octane oil, but that is something I absolutely want to try because that one is top of the line, the best. The owner researched how these oils and how they affect brain health and gut health and all that fun stuff, and they really do work. I've seen so many studies. I've talked to people that use the actual bulletproof coffee, but there's other versions that you can do at home. So the one that I'm doing is just with pure organic coconut oil, adding it to my hot coffee in the blender, adding some stevia and cinnamon, And I could tell, like, I was more alert within like 10 minutes. I had a lot more energy than normally drinking my iced coffee. Sometimes I need like 1 or 2 or maybe even 3. But because the oils, and a lot of people use ghee, which is the butter that people add to add that froth. And sometimes people use the ghee and the oil. So it really depends on your taste. I'm just kind of afraid of the butter part in my coffee. I think that's weird, but I mean, it's something I really should try, but I definitely want to order. They have instant packs now for the bulletproof coffee. So I really want to try the actual one, especially the brain octane oil. So that's something I'm trying. So like I said, today I have my iced coffee, but tomorrow I really want to try getting back to the bulletproof mode. My problem is that I'm a huge iced coffee drinker. I grew up in Rhode Island, and even if it was snowing, I would still have my iced coffee in hand. Some people think that's crazy, but I just like never really liked hot coffee. And so that's my problem with it. If we could turn this bulletproof coffee into something iced, that would be amazing, because what I actually do to give myself another jump in my coffee is I make espresso ice cubes. So basically, you just pour your espresso coffee in an ice cube tray, freeze it overnight, and when you need a little pick-me-up, like an extra boost in your coffee, iced coffee, you add those cubes in there. So that's like one of my special treats in the morning. When I need more of a pick-me-up, I add the espresso cubes. But back to the healthy track, I really want to start getting back to the bulletproof coffee. So I'm going to start that again tomorrow. So if any of you guys have any flavors or anything particular that you're doing for bulletproof coffee, I'd love to see your recipes. I know like on Pinterest, there's a million of them, because I'll sit on my couch and just start like going through searching. And you know, Pinterest is a search engine. It's not a social media platform as some people may think. So I go to Pinterest more than I actually go to Google. So that's actually a business tip for you. I use it for business, but when I'm looking for recipes, vegan recipes, gluten recipes, that's the first place I go. And then I look on Instagram as well to see what people are actually cooking, whether it's live or on their stories, because then I can DM them and ask them for the actual recipe, and they'll send it to me, and just have another connection that's on my level. So what I'm really trying to stick to, at least for this week, is to do a full body cleanse. So I definitely have my coffee. I've done a raw food cleanse before. I've actually done it for 14 straight days, just completely raw food. Fruits and vegetables, and that's it. But now there's different versions. So you can do raw oats, you can add in nuts, and you can have your coffee, different versions. So that's a like spin-off. Like I said, Pinterest is full of ideas for those, but I want to just do meat, no meats, no dairy, no gluten, and stick to it as much as I possibly can to just give my body the cleanse that it needs. And this morning I already had a sparkling probiotic drink, which was Kavita brand. I love the GT's kombucha. There's 3 other ones that I've tried. GT's is the most popular, I think, and Kelvita I tried because it was on sale. They're usually 2 for $5. If I'm lucky, I can get 2 for $5 on the GT's at Whole Foods sometimes, or 2 for $6, but they're pretty pricey and you have to keep them cold. That gives me a jump in my day. I didn't even have my iced coffee until 11 o'clock after I was almost done prepping all my fruits and veggies this morning, because that gave me the jump that I needed. I had all this energy. I had a lemon cayenne one today, and I squeezed a little ginger in it. It was so good. And I just love those sparkling probiotic drinks. So that's good to, like, you know, clean you out and get healthy. So I started my morning with that. I prepped all my fruit and veggies. So that's what I'm going to stick to. No more rice, no more pasta. Rice is always my substitute, but I'm really going to stay away from that at least this week, just to do fruits and veggies. And I'm sure I'll be craving some kind of meat at the end of this, but I just want to do something that's good for my body and get back on track, because I see it affecting my days and my mood, and that's just not good. So that's why I'm doing this video. I want to share with you guys, you know, this show's about my life, so I'm giving you my 2 cents on how I'm doing this cleanse, and it's really just fruit and veggies. And I wanted to share some of the other things that I make that my friends like rave about. And I have many different recipes, but something I make that is homemade from scratch is my famous veggie burgers. I have like 10 different versions, and you'll get the recipes later. But they are so good and they're so filling. And I concoct a different one like every week. I put them in patties. I steam them. I mold the patty, and then I put them in the fridge so that they can chill and mold. And then I put them into olive oil to pan sear them. And then I put them in the oven around like 350, I think, for about 20 minutes to actually bake them. And then I let them cool off completely, and I put them on inside a Tupperware and freeze them. So when I'm running around and I'm starving, like I'll just go grab a veggie burger, put it over rice, or put it in a corn tortilla, and that's my meal. Add some lettuce to the mix. So that's also what I'm doing this week, is rather than the rice and the carbs, I'm going to have more lettuce. So this morning I prepped my spring mix, my iceberg, which really doesn't have any nutrition value at all, but I love that it's ice cold and crunchy. And I don't know about you, but I'm such a texture person, so it's really good to have like a different mix of textures for me, because in my brain I think I'm like more full. I know it's crazy, but speaking of texture, one of my secret ingredients in all my veggie burgers now is sunflower seeds. I get the unsalted, because nobody needs sodium face, which is like pretty much what I have right now from the salt I had yesterday and all the wine. But the texture of the sunflower seeds, when they're all ground up, you can even do walnuts or any kind of nut and put them in there, and they're so good. They add such a great texture, and they're still super healthy, and you need the nutrients from those as well. And then for dessert, one of my favorite things to make is vegan ice cream. And I get a lot of my recipes from Fully Raw Christina, and she does everything vegan. And so because dairy isn't good, and I've had non-dairy ice cream, they're still full of sugar and full of fat. And like if you're doing a cleanse or eating fruits and vegetables, why are you going to put all that sugar and other stuff like in your body? It just cancels it out. So I freeze bananas and then I puree them, and depending on the flavor, you can do like cacao nibs, or you can do mint for like mint chocolate chip ice cream. Right now I just have the bananas with cinnamon and honey and put some vanilla extract. So when I'm craving ice cream, that's what I eat. And it's super easy. You just literally just blend it all up in your Cuisinart and throw it in the freezer. Another snack I like to use is, put together are my protein balls. And those are in the freezer. And that's when I'm starving and I have to leave the house and I need something to eat. I use protein powder, pumpkin, because pumpkin's really good for your vision, and gluten-free oats, chia seeds, honey, and whatever flavor I want to add to that mix. And you just roll them up in little balls and then throw them in the freezer. So those are really good snack to have. So the whole purpose of me doing this show today, talking about getting on track, making positive decisions and healthy choices, is that it really affects my mood, like I said earlier, in my business. I can't concentrate 100% like I should be for my clients or myself if I'm not eating properly. And as soon as I start making those decisions, it's so hard to go back and start being healthy again. And I could just totally see the difference today just from eating fruits and veggies. That's all I've had. So I started off my morning with my sparkling kombucha, my lemon cayenne, and then I added the ginger. And then I've just had some radishes, green beans, celery, and an apple. That's all I've had. And then, of course, my iced coffee. But that's it. So tonight I'm going to make some Brussels sprouts and cut them in half, saute them, and then throw them in the oven so they get that nice garlicky, burnt crispness. That is like so good. I don't know if you guys have ever had Brussels sprouts like that, but they're amazing. And cooking is one of my passions. I've cooked in restaurants, I've cooked on yachts, and I'm by no means a chef. I have a very difficult time baking, and you can ask a lot of my friends that. Some things I amaze myself when it comes to baking, but I'm a good cook. I don't eat seafood, so I can't help you with any of those recipes, but I love concocting recipes like from what I have in the fridge. Whenever I have leftovers, I'm really good with adding something to the mix, just like one more ingredient, and it becomes a whole different meal. And I never look at a recipe I just kind of create, and that's just always how I've been. I create things. I went to art school. I was a makeup artist. I'm just now, I'm cooking again, and I just love it. And it's stress. That is like by far my stress relief. So I think it's really going to keep me on track by putting all these recipes together and learning some new ones from you guys. So if you have any questions or want to talk to me about how to stay accountable, I'd love to hear from you. You can always message me right here on my page. But something I want to share with you is so exciting, and I've been trying to figure out how I wanted to do this and what route I wanted to go on, because cooking, like I said, it's such a passion of mine, and it relieves my stress, and I just love sharing my recipes, and it just makes me happy. Like going to different supermarkets. Last weekend I went to a new Asian supermarket, and those are probably, the Asian markets and the international markets are some of my favorite places to shop. They have like some of the best ingredients and spices that you'll ever find. And then I create a meal. I create a healthy stir fry. That's actually another specialty of mine, is my famous stir fries I make in my wok. So I'll be focusing just on vegetables for those this coming week. But I just find the best ingredients there, and one of the ingredients that I'm absolutely obsessed with that is such a good anti-inflammatory is called sumac, and it's actually a Persian spice, but I'm all about the anti-inflammatory spices. So you have sumac, you have cinnamon, you have turmeric, and what I actually learned about turmeric is that you can get a lot more benefits from it if you mix it with cayenne pepper. So that's actually what I put in my fresh juice every single morning, is turmeric, ginger, apple cider vinegar, all my fruits and veggies that you'll hear about soon, and then the turmeric and cayenne pepper. It definitely gives you a kick. Sometimes I forget because it's early in the morning when I'm putting in that pepper, but it will definitely help the turmeric work a lot quicker. I've read that in a lot of articles, so I started doing that a couple months ago, I think. But I love any anti-inflammatory herb, spice, you name it, because it's really good for people with autoimmune diseases. And so something else that I wanted to tell you about that I actually did this morning for the first time ever was try bone broth in a powder form. I've definitely had normal bone broth where you cook the meat and the veggies and get the actual like delicious broth in your pot and you're cooking it throughout the day, but I tried a powder, and I'm going to be 100 honest with you. I had to swallow water after every single sip. I actually held my nose. It was just too much. So I'm going to try to maybe put it in a heavier smoothie, because what I did was put it in my fresh juice. So every morning I always have, like I said, my turmeric and the cayenne pepper and the ginger and the apple cider vinegar, and then whatever fruits and veggies that I have cut up, I put them in there, and then I put on the Ninja. Oh, I actually put cranberry tea in there as well, because everything I prep I freeze. So I leave my Ninja cup in the fridge overnight so that it can defrost a little bit. I dump everything else in, I blend it, it's good to go. So it's definitely a full-on juice. It's not a smoothie. But I added the bone broth to my juice, and it became a smoothie, and it was rough. So I think I just need to make my own bone broth, because it has such great benefits that I'll talk about another time on another show. But somebody with autoimmune disease, or just anybody that's looking to get healthy, there's so many benefits from bone broth. But I just don't think I can. I'm going to try it one more time tomorrow, the powder, but I don't think I can hang with the powder. I think that the broth is just my way to go, because it's just more natural, like in my mind. Chicken powder in my veggie fruit juice, just didn't cut it for me today. So, yeah, I tried it. I don't know how everybody does it, but if you're drinking powder, bone broth powder, I would love to learn about your recipes and how you can maybe not taste that taste, because it was definitely rough. I tried it though. So like I said before, I wanted to share with you something super exciting, and I wasn't sure which platform I wanted to use or what I wanted to do with this new creation of mine. So what I did was, open up a brand new Facebook group, and it's called KK Cafe. So if you see a trend, my Instagram is KK in Vegas, and the KK Cafe is actually, KK is my nickname for many reasons. And in my kitchen, whenever my friends would come over, they would always check in on Facebook that they're at the KK Cafe, because I'm always cooking for my friends, and I love concocting different coffee recipes for them. And, you know, everything I mentioned earlier about like my secret ingredients in my veggie burgers, and just, I love entertaining and I love cooking for my friends. And when they're over, they're always calling it the KK Cafe. So I have a brand new Facebook group, and it's called the KK Cafe. And if you want to join, I'm going to tell you what it's all about. I'm so sorry I keep touching my hair. I just colored it, and this one piece doesn't want to move. Anyway, this Facebook group is all about sharing healthy articles online, your favorite recipes, and just anything health related. So if you find something amazing on Pinterest, you can share it with the group. If you want 2 cents on bone broth powder form, like I mentioned earlier, that's when the group that you can go to ask the members that are in there, hey, have you tried this powder? What do you mix it with? Do you have a certain recipe for chicken pot pie? You know, it's all about sharing is caring. And I really wanted to do something food related this year. And so I'm going to start off by launching this Facebook group. It's open now. I just finished it a little bit earlier, and it's called KK Cafe. And there's fruit and veggie banner, and you'll see it in the search, and I'll also drop it in the comments below. But it's just a fun group for a bunch of us to get together and share recipes and share our knowledge about certain products, or if you're working for a certain company and you want to get the word out. It's definitely not a business Facebook group, because I have a bunch of those already and I don't want any business links. It's just all about sharing is caring, and share your favorite recipes and something that you've learned maybe from a YouTube channel, which is where I go for a lot of my knowledge that I have on my autoimmune disease and certain diets that are best, and just share away. So it's going to be so fun. Oh, my battery's running low. To share with you guys some of my recipes. So I have my veggie burgers, I have my stir fries, I have my protein balls, I have my espresso ice cubes, and I have a lot more recipes I'm going to share in the weeks to come in the group. So it's all about getting healthy together, keeping each other accountable, and if you want to share something fitness related, you can also do that, but it's all about healthy food, healthy living, and just sharing and keeping each other accountable. So I hope you guys will come on over and join the KK Cafe Facebook group. I'm super excited about it because I wanted to do something like this for a while, and now that it's 2018, it's happening. And also, I'm going to be doing like a live cooking show. Why do I say like all the time? That's so annoying. I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live cooking show in there. So stay tuned for more information on that, so I can actually show you guys in the Facebook group certain recipes, my homemade pizzas, and so much more. So thanks for watching episode 3 of the Happy Workaholic show. And today was all about, if you're watching the replay, was all about making healthy choices in your life, health related, food related, just staying positive, getting back on track, and all of those things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this show. I wish I could see more comments, but it's not happening. I don't know why. But thanks again for watching. And again, my name is Kellyanne Gorman, and I am a business and LinkedIn coach, as well as a luxury brand consultant. And today's show, episode 3, was all about making healthy choices and living a positive life. So I hope you guys watch the replay, and I'll see you all soon in the KK Cafe Facebook group. Bye!